Now, the next presentation, SA06, that is School of Architecture, Reva University, Daniel Rivario, Janak Patel, Abrar Khan, and Shibashish Kundu. So it's your time, SA06. You can start your presentation just now.
Good evening, everyone present here. Am I audible?
Yes, you're audible.
Thank you.
You can be a little bit louder.
Yes. Thank you for the introduction, and we're very happy to be here today. So we are team SA06 from Reva University. And like mentioned in the previous presentation, our site is situated within the city of Rajkot, Gujarat. And the property is within the AIMS property. So like it was something that was already there and we had like briefs to go through. So coming to our design, like the project is situated in the outskirts of Rajkot, a city which is basically a city of celebration and community and color and dance. And what is a celebration without its food? So, taking food into consideration, we have developed our concept from the delicacy of Gujarat, which is actually doklas. So, it's a little fun path that we have taken, and we wanted to go through the different types of ways we could extract a concept from food. So food being an art form by itself helped us derive a concept, and like the structure resembles a rigid yet porous structure that has a unique feature, or in other words, flavor. Yeah. So coming to the concept again, like one of the main reasons celebration is so important in Gujarat is because it helps the people reflect an overall attitude of gratitude and acknowledgement. What people have instead of focusing on what they don't have, or on anything other than like anything in the future. And this is something that we try to cultivate within the hospital itself. Like that's like the kind of mentality or like the kind of ambience that we would want to achieve, like to be a safe place basically. And yeah, so this is the initial stage of the strategies that we derived and adapted to represent the word flavor and to represent our concept. And like as you can see from the pictures, we try to like abstract like different forms and have you that make use of the word flavor in terms of color, shape, and other ways. Like you'll notice it when we start the actual presentation of like the master plan and the structure by itself. So, yeah.
Coming to the master plan, the orientation of the building is aligned in east-west direction, allowing abundant air and wind flow to penetrate within the building structure. So the entire AIMS project site was 300 acres, out of which we chose only 10 acres. The FAR was 30%. The ground coverage was 30%. So we utilized around our built-up area came up to around 7,000 square meters. Talking about the zoning, we segregated the hospital zone in such a way that it resembled our concept. Uh, the block, the campus is segregated into four slices of dhokla, uh, and which helps us create a internal landscape, which in turn creates a microclimate within the campus, which helps us maintain a microclimate within the campus because it is a hot and humid climate in Gujarat. We have also provided we've also provided recreational spaces within the campus to ensure that the patients get enough exposure to sunlight and vitamin D. There are ample amount of barrel land in the site for future expansion as well.
Okay, so coming to the site plan, as you can see, there are like what we denoted was like two main entries to the site, one from the northeastern side and other from the southern side. So the northeastern side is like entry is mainly for the access to the main block and for the residences, and it can also be used for the services. But whereas the southern entry is primarily for the ambulances and also a dedicated separate entry for the COVID blocks. As it has been mentioned before, we separated the blocks into four different we separated the hospital into four different blocks. So we made sure that the safe distance is mentioned, it's maintained between the blocks and also between the residential block and the hospital. And in addition to that, we have provided the parking to the southwest of the site, which is again segregated into a general and into a COVID and a general hospital parking. And as he mentioned before, a sufficient space was also been allotted for future expansion and also for the landscape for the hospital. Now below we have the two section lines. The first one running through um, uh, the the first one running through the emergency and the pharmacy, and the second one running through the diagnostic and pharmacy. Now in this, you can notice there is a varying plinth level, or there is a variation in the height of the buildings. So it was done so that the hospital can create a campus within itself, and it is achieved through a level differences. Yeah, coming to the plans, so we'll start with the first block, that is admin and the pharmacy. So the first block, the ground floor is generally comprises of the pharmacy and the medical storage, whereas the second floors is comprised of the administrations, the financial departments, and the conference room. Next comes to the general clinic and diagnostic. In the ground floor, it consists of all the clinics where the and you have a medical store right at the entrance of the block. It also has a double heighted atrium. The orange parted here are all denoted as the sterilized zones, and yeah, the orange part is all denoted at the sterilized zone. So, and it also comprises of the ENT clinics and also the physiotherapy rooms that has also been connected to the open courtyard. There is a food court towards the end, which also is connected to the kitchen and has a separate service entry. So the first floor consists of all the labs, the auditoriums, the CT scans, radiology, and other departments. And the second floor mainly comprises of the inpatient wards and the doctor's rooms. Then moving to the emergency and the occupational, we kind of segregated the emergency and occupational in two different segments. The central cores are always situated in the middle, which is constructed of concrete. Thus, it can hold the structural load and also can give additional support. Now, to the emergency block, there is a direct entry to the triage, and which is well connected to the OT. There is a mortuary towards the end, and which is connected to a ramp to the outside. Now, occupational sites, we have the consultancy rooms, the pediatric departments, and also the family units. The upper floors, it mainly comprises of the OTs and the ICUs, uh, and also with the pre and the post OT rooms. So we kind of segregated the planning of these different blocks was like the staff course were in the middle, and the patient's rooms were towards the periphery. So it's well connected with corridors, which is easily accessible by the staffs.
So coming to COVID block, the COVID block is designed specially for situations during a pandemic. So it is flexible and designed that it serves the requirements during an unexpected outbreak. So material design in this helps with easy to assemble and cleaning. So if you see the advantages of this structure, You can see that it's prefabricated, it's expandable, it's modular, it's reusable, flexible, and services that interconnect assembly. So with this, like if you see, go to the plan, there is a secure screening that is done at the entrance of this block. The patients are kept in an isolation zone, which is 3 meters in height and the room is 3 into 2 meters. So, like the, there's a AHU controlled core in this, the air handling unit. The staff zone is maintaining the whole patient ward, and there is a sanitization zone, and if you see, the circulation is contained and very well controlled. A separate AHU system assigned for the patients and a separate system for the contained core is here. And as you can see on the left side, there's a single module which is made of like it's an isolation ward for a single patient, and it is like made from multi-layer so that it's prevented properly. And the number of materials used such as mid-stream frame and synthetic floor and aluminum shrinking with facade and interior roof panel, hollow mile steel frame that is for services, and the roof over there. And let's go to the construction detail.
Coming to the construction details, the structure is a self-supporting rigid frame structure. The central core is made up of concrete, and the slabs are also made up of concrete, and the framework on which the models are supported are made up of steel. The columns are made up of square hollow frame structures, and the shell on top is supported with a truss system.
Why the shell?
Uh, the main reason why we provided a shell on top of our building is because of the hot and humid climate of Gujarat. Since it is hot and humid, we wanted to inculcate heat control and insulation, basically provide insulation inside the building. So the shell would act as a protective layer, which would help to deflect the harmful sun rays, and also provide uh, and also act as a shading device for the entire building envelope. Coming to the detail of the shell, the shell is a combination of steel and ETFC panel. The porous um, substance in the shell is made up of the ETFC panels, which will prevent harmful sun rays to come into the structure. And there is an air gap between two layers of the shell, because that will help us provide insulation within the structure. Uh, the entire structure is a rigid frame structure with a central core, so which provides more stability and strength to the structure.
The hospital design is planned with the sole purpose of positively beating the current pandemic. COVID has caused like a lot of problems and pain for millions who have been affected by a planet this one immensely. With the help of the design and engineering industry, we have the power to slowly beat the virus and create a safe and prepared lifestyle for any future similar situations. So that's how we planned our model. Like we wanted to make sure like it's expandable and it's easy to maintain. And since the brief also mentions that it has to be constructed within 100 days, we try to abide the rules of the brief and make it possible that this concept or the structure can be done in real life and can be irrespective of its location. Yeah. So now we'll just go to the walk.
there any audio with this?
No, sir.
I think the audio
If there is
not
no audio, if you can comment over it, give a
Yeah.
commentary.
So you can see the ambulance parking near the emergency block. Now you can see separate parkings for the main hospital and the COVID block, which is segregated. Right from the first point you enter the site, everything is segregated so that uh, the COVID patients and the general hospital patients do not interact. It is separate, segregated in such a way.
Thank you.
Yeah, I think this was better, giving a commentary on the what. So thank you, team. And I would now ask again the juries for asking questions. So, ma'am, Shukrana Dasgupta, please.
Yes. Shibashish
Online presentation.
and Janak team.
Yeah, presentation, architecture one.
Okay. Am I audible?
Yes, yes, we can hear.
Okay. Now, you have used a shell structure for blocks, right? So, can you have you used that shell structure? Specify that?
So sorry, ma'am, but like there's a disturbance in the background. So
You can't hear. Now, am I audible now?
someone is not on mute. Like there's a lot of static.
Am I audible?
Yes, ma'am.
Yeah, yes, ma'am. Yes.
So you have, you've got a concept and you have separated out the blocks, which I like, the separate blocks, that's fine. But you have used this shell structure, right,
Yes.
over your blocks.
Yes, ma'am.
Why did you use that form? Can you justify?
Ma'am, because our site is located in Rajkot and Gujarat has a climate which is hot and humid. So shell will act as a protective layer which will trap all the heat and which will not allow the heat go inside the building structure.
There is no direct heat gain towards the structure. Since it's being steel, we thought like the structure, like the shell could help take the direct sun rays and not affect the building directly.
Okay, can I see the plans once?
Yes, ma'am.
Yeah, you have separate. Let's see the plans once. It's hardly visible. Anyway, what I'm saying is you have separated out the blocks, right? Now, do you have sufficient amount of service core? I mean, the stair and those cores, that have you taken care of? Meaning, let me see your, where's your staircase and
Ma'am,
Yeah.
you use the staircase.
here there is a staircase and the lift lobby. You know, in a hospital block, if you are separating it out, a block, so there for fire protection, this is the basic thing, you know, 2 staircases for that exit requirement.
Yes, ma'am. There are 2 staircases numbered as 5.
Huh? Sorry?
They're numbered as 5. There are 2 staircases.
Fine, then that's fine. And what about, there are some units like 54 or what about the ventilation or what is 54? I mean, there are some spaces, some units which are inside. Okay, it's surrounded by corridors. So how do you ventilate those?
To mention is like 54 is a blood bank. So that's what we kind of placed it inside in between the corridors. And I like went ventilation for blood bank was like it can be artificially ventilated.
Ventilated. So that's what I just wanted to understand, like from ventilation point of view, in all our planning, we prefer natural ventilation the most, right? Unless it is very necessary. Of course, ACs are used these days. Without ACs, you can't, like in Rajkot, you won't be able to. But provision of natural ventilation as architects, as you would be architects, for all of you, is a must, I feel. So stress has to be given on natural ventilation, and those will should be oriented as such that that wind flow and that wind flow climatically, it has to be studied, and then it has to be brought into your design. So I'm giving stress to, from all the entries, I'm giving stress to your ventilation part, because that is one important aspect of your design. So that's what I'm saying. Like here, suppose in 33, I don't know what is there in 33. Those units are not ventilated. It has to be mechanically ventilated, right? So those needs to be taken care of, I feel. In planning a hospital, its functionality is a must, especially this COVID hospital. Functionality and the space orientation is very, very important. No, so that's what I'm saying. Like 56, 37, 33, what are those? I don't know, but those are not naturally ventilated. Of course, I understand if it is your ICU, because those need to be air conditioned. Other spaces also, but those. Anyway, so that is it. Now tell me one thing, what is the height of your building? Can I have your master plan here? So, yes. So you have created a nice space within, and whatever concept you have got, accordingly you have put the hospitals, the blocks outside. And what is the height of the buildings? I mean, the blocks.
We have all the 4 blocks, we have a different level of heights. So if you take in considerations, the maximum height that we achieved was like for the emergency block, that is around 16.5 meters. And for again, coming to the diagnostic, it was 12 meters. And then for the pharmacy is the lowest that we have for the 7 meters. So there is a variation in the height level now.
Yeah, and I think proportionate wise, these are quite far. Like, what would be the distance between this block and this block? Would you know? Anyway, so proportion wise, look wise, it looks proportionate. So that's okay. And each floor height is what? Your floor height?
4 meters floor to floor height is.
And what is the accessibility of your site? Meaning you have provided one from entry from here and one from here. But where is the outside road?
Ma'am,
That you have not drawn.
yes, ma'am. As you can see in the site analysis, in the site zoning plan, we have shown this is the entire site.
Yes.
The entire site, there are 2 main accesses.
Okay, fine.
There are 2 main accesses. So we have taken both the main accesses and provided one as COVID entry and one as main entrance. So the south entry is the emergency and COVID entrance, and the northeast entrance is the main entrance.
Yes. What is the FAR you have used? You said once, I think. FAR?
30%.
Ma'am, FAR we used was
30% of the built-up area, which we have approximately taken up 7,000 square meter built-up area.
Built-up area. I mean, what is the permissible FAR? Like, have you not kept, because in your brief it has been given, no?
yes, ma'am.
We have calculated it and it's 12,000.
12,000. Okay. Okay, fine. So that's, and the use of steel you mainly used in the roof and also the structure.
Yes, ma'am. Even the modules are made up of steel.
So, yeah, modules. And I mean, facade wise, you have used in the roof mainly, isn't it?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, nice, Shivashish and team. So nice presentation. Thank you.
Thank you, ma'am.
So any other jury? Dr. Deshmukh, please.
Yeah, just one comment. In fact, most of the queries have been over and the things are quite clear. The idea, the central idea, the concept of flavor is very well integrated into this particular plan. And those 4 blocks are very articulately put with the in-between spaces which are probably designated as sterilized zones. So the basic idea is extremely good. I'm just worried about the shell structure that they are proposing, because I don't know how quickly it could be uh, erected, because every shell is very different than the other. So how accurately it can be put on the site is what I just wonder. Otherwise, the entire idea of deriving from the flavor of Gujarat and then putting 4 pieces onto the land and then developing those 4 pieces into a logical design is very well achieved. So that is what would be my observation.
Thank you, sir. Dr. Arup Sarkar, are you now technically connected? If you are connected, you can ask questions. Otherwise, we move to Mr. Bhattacharya.
It's nice. And Dokla giving architectural idea and aesthetics is a very nice novelty. And overall thing, aesthetics always somehow it appealed to me. One purpose which has been sacrificed is the 100-day construction schedule, definitely. As it is already mentioned by my co-juror, that this cell structure fabrication, erection, and even building, it will be taking a lot, but quite a significant time. And you have, for structural stability, you have taken a core, concrete, and then many things of steel. So that is only the one thing that where you have a compromise. But as a student, I would say 100 days schedule, etc. We can slightly look over, and overall things. It has quite nicely appealed to me, at least. Structurally, it looks good. It's quite challenging.
I have a little bit of comment here, though I might not, it should not be proper. Here in the topic, we have mentioned one name as 100 days, but that basically is not in the purview of an architect. It should be the criteria for the project engineer or the other engineers, not an architect. So specifically, in the brochure also, we have not asked the architects to submit a project, a progress plan. But the
means L1, L2 schedule, it is we are not thinking.
Yeah, we
that
are
is
not
what
considering
we are
the
overlooking
plan.
also. We are also overlooking.
Yeah, certainly. But just to give a feel that we want something very fast, we gave this 100 days target. Okay, sir. Anybody from the juries, any more question? Otherwise, we let them free and we will call the next team. And this is the last team for today. That is SA08. So SA06, I think the question session has ended. And thank you very much for your presentation.
Thank you, sir.